I just came back from the PCB meeting in Geneva. I'm a delegate for North America, although as you can tell from my accent, I'm not a Native American. I think it was a very exciting meeting. We started with a date talking about sexual and reproductive health and how this is related with HIV. And I work for International Planned Parenthood. One of the elements, one of the issues that I'm trying to do, and one of my constituencies is like the sexual and reproductive health movement, and trying to bring together the HIV/AIDS and the sexual and reproductive health movement. So for me, that day was very exciting. It was great to see all the conversation and discussion about how UNAIDS and how we as different movements coming together can work better to link sexual and reproductive health and HIV. And we came up with points about gender-based violence, about comprehensive sexuality education, how prevention needs to incorporate comprehensive sexuality education, how to link services so people don't have to shop around for different kind of services, but really have one stop where they can get all the services. And well, like the need to increase financial support and political will in order to make this happen. So that day was great. And it was great because like in the next PCB meeting in December, we're going to have a possibility to actually make decisions. And this is something that is very important for us because we don't just want, a lot of people get complaints about like all the talk and the minimal action. So we were able to have the talk now but with the idea to have some concrete actions in December. And then we will need to follow up as a movement to ensure that those decisions are really translated into like specific changes for people at the ground. So that was for me the first very exciting thing of this PCB. The second very exciting thing is like we discussed on issues related with stigma and discrimination, and we passed one decision point that call upon governments. So like we request governments to change their punitive laws so like people can really have access to services and we can have a comprehensive response to HIV. What is that? Like, I mean, it sounds like a minimal thing, but it's huge that most of the time the UN do not ask the governments to change their laws. So just to be able to say, you know what, there are certain laws in your countries that actually are like preventing to have a comprehensive response to HIV. So you need to look at those laws and you need the support of UNAIDS and the movement to do it. So for me, that was the second very exciting element. And we were there like discussing the languages and pushing for this issue. And the third one, that was a very controversial one, was about participation. And I think that like it was very good to see that the governments and the co-sponsors, we all agree on the participation of people living with HIV/AIDS. But when it comes of the participation of key population, especially sex workers and men who have sex with men, we had a big discussion and we had many hours of negotiation. But at the end, we were able to came to an agreement that governments needs to increase the participation of people living with HIV/AIDS in the HIV/AIDS response and find ways to incorporate key population, including women and girls, including men who have sex with men, sex workers, drug users, migrants. Well, it's, again, a big achievement, but it will be important just in the way that we are able to actually go to our UNAIDS country representatives and tell them, look, this is what the PCB just has. So that means that you need to work with the governments to ensure that we incorporate this key population. So for me, those were like the big moments. And of course, the whole discussion related with MSM that is related with the whole thing about participation. So for me, I'm very excited. And now we need to ensure that we follow up and we are actually accountable about these decisions. So that's my 3-4 things like exciting about the PCB. That's it.